to be new in Mr. Kuntz's Clever page. So when you get into here, just click on Book Creator. And yours might look a little bit different for the first time it's setting up. But if it's not, and mine actually has a book in it already, Lunch Money, the one that I showed you just now. So what you'll do is, regardless if this is empty or you've got something in there, you can click on New Book. Now you've got 6 choices to choose from on this page: portrait, square, landscape, but then it's also got these 3 different versions of comic books down here. Do whatever you want to. I'm going to go square just in the middle. I think that's the one I did for my sample. All right, so now you're looking at a blank page. And if you click to the right or left, it goes to page 2, and it will go to page 3. But let's just start working on page 1, and there's cover there. So it doesn't matter where you start. You can add pages to it if you want to later. So up here, this yellow plus sign is going to be where you add most of the stuff. So you click on this, and you've got some choices. It's right now in the comics section. You have panels, speech, thought, text, and stickers. Our first thing we need to do is add some panels. And you've got all these to choose from. So you can do whichever one you want to. Again, be creative. I think for the sake of this demo, I'm going to do just regular old squares. Look at that, already going. All right, now I want to add some pictures or words, so I head back to this. Panels, speech. You'll notice that speech is pretty much just a speech bubble for somebody talking, and it won't do you much good until you've got some people in there or some things going on. So to get rid of something in here, up here you see My Books, Pages, and Undo. This is kind of like a back button. Boom, boom. It gets rid of all the latest actions, and then it's gone. Keep clicking on it. Okay, so now I want to add, there's some text if I wanted to add some words. So for instance, here's the caption one. This is the one that's written kind of like comic book. So if I click on this, you'll see the text pops up, and I can add Greg was always good at money, and I can push done. And now it's sitting there, and since it's in this blue and the arrows are on it, these cross of arrows, I can move it wherever I want to. Let's say I want to put it at the top, or if I want to put it at the bottom, or I want to put it in the middle. I'm just going to start by putting it at the top, and I'm going to stretch it, and there it is, and click out somewhere else, and there it is. It's on there, nice and good. So now let's go to adding some pictures. So again, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. It won't be in the shapes. There aren't very many shapes to choose from. Some thought bubbles, some speech bubbles, and some random shapes like this. It's not in the comics section. It's over in the media. And now this is designed, remember all these inputs are also for if you're going to make a book. And so there's input and camera for you to take pictures or to input pictures of things you're doing for your book. But we're not really doing that for a comic. I mean, if you wanted to, you could, I guess. So we want to add either draw some pictures or we want to add some from the emoji pile. So you want to go to this one where it says pen. And now when you're in this pen tool, you can choose to draw. So let's say I want to draw, and I'll draw with this really skinny fine point. Click out here, and let's say I draw stick figure Greg real quick. Oh, he looks good. Tink, tink. And let's say I want to put some money in his hand. Greg was always good at money. There we go. So that's how you draw. And here is the eraser. And I can go back and let's say I want to take this money out of his hand. I can do that and get rid of it. Once I finish with the picture I'm drawing, I go up here to click Done. And watch what happens when I click Done. It actually helps out. It sends me back to this page, and there's Greg in here. But here's the cool part. Now I can click on Greg, and I can move him if I need to. I can shrink him if I need to. But you can't do that until you're back on this page. So now I've got Greg sitting here. Looks good. Time to add some more pictures. Back to media, back to pen. And here's the part we've been looking for. This is the emoji one, emoji picker. Okay. So now I can type in stuff in here. I can scroll down through, right? So let's say I want this picture of Greg like this, raising his hand. So now when I'm in this page, I can make this bigger. I can scoot it around, but it's huge, right? So let's say I put him here and I set Greg down. As soon as I click out in here to unclick it, now you're gonna get frustrated because you can't click on it again and stretch it out. Look, I'm just now drawing all over it. And so I undo, 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 right? So once you kind of let go of it in this screen, it's on there. But don't worry. As soon as you click done, it goes back to here, and Greg should show up right there. And now I can click on him and move him around if I have to. So once I get out of that original screen, I can move him around. One more thing to think about on this, if I go add, back to media and pen, Greg's no longer available for me to edit in this screen anymore. So let's say I put a different emoji in. Let's say I've got Greg again. And let's say Greg's still raising his hand. And I put Greg down here. But I want something a little bit different. Like I want Greg to not be raising his hand. I can actually go back right now and like click on the eraser. I can kind of edit this by like getting rid of his hand there if I wanted to. So you can get a little creative because it's not a ton. Oh, a little chunk came out of Greg's head, but you get the picture. So now I've got a different picture of Greg just kind of standing there if I wanted to do some altering. And again, once you're in here, click done, and then I can move it around. I can shrink it down and move it and have Greg over here. I can put this Greg head on top of this thing if I wanted. So this is it. So have a good time with it and play around with it. Those are the basic features. And then you can see clicking this way adds another page. And you can insert pages and stuff too if you need to go back and add some more. Here's the cover. Here's the layout. So those are your basic tools to move around in here. Have fun with it.